Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning and it's Peg. Hi. I haven't vlogged for a while and I thought I'd share with you. Some of you know that I went and took a class with Diane Reevely down at Memory Bound in Ankeny, Iowa, which is about 1.5 to 2 hour drive for me, but it's okay because it's close, and in Iowa, in the middle of Iowa, you don't get much, so sometimes you have to travel. I travel to Moline, I travel to Omaha, wherever people are giving classes. So, that said, I had a great time. If you get a chance, take one of her classes. Or 2 or 3, because she usually offers 2 or 3 at a time. This last weekend she was in Milwaukee, where some of my other scrappy kind of friends are, and I hope they had a chance to take a class with her too, because I know they would thoroughly enjoy seeing what she does and learning from her. She's an incredible teacher, so I encourage you to take her classes. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today is journals, and trying to keep up with things and trying to figure out where you're going and what direction you're going. And I know I have trouble with that. I'm thinking I'm not the only one if I'm having trouble with that. I know that Shannon Green is out there. She talks about watching a video from Diana Trout, journaling by fives, and I think it's a great concept, but that's not really the way that I journal, and I want it to be a more complete thing, even though I'm spending less time on it. So I'm thinking, well, there's got to be a way to accomplish that, right? Yeah, well, I'm going to give it a try, guys. One of the things that I found this weekend is the size of the journal that I'm working in. Now, you all know we've all got these mama bears, which are big journals, okay? This one, what does it say it is? This is 9 by 12, you know, so that's a lot of surface to cover when you're trying to complete something. And I really, you know, I just want to get my thoughts out on a page. I don't necessarily want to spend all day doing a page. And yes, although these were fun, although I enjoyed doing these, not every day do I want to do journal pages like that. And that's one of the things that I learned taking classes with Diane, is I really like the smaller format of this journal. And I picked up another one when I was in the store. So I have another one, and I'm going to play with that, and I'm going to videotape it, and I'm going to show you kind of what I do in a short period of time and still accomplish more of what it is I want to accomplish. Yes, I want to play with product. Yes, I want to find out how they work on the page. Yes, to all of the things that you do when you journal, but I found that working in here, you know, this is a one-day class, and I was able to do backgrounds for lots of pages. So I want to be able to complete, you know, backgrounds one day and then go back in and do some other things on a page. Who knows, I might just use paper for a background and then put things on top of it. I haven't decided yet, but that's what I'm talking about, is I want to do something like that. The other types of journals that I like to keep, I don't know about you guys, but I have experimental journals, which are like this. And if you look at this page, it's telling you what I've used on here. H2O paint, reactive to bleach, you know, where I've experimented. And I really like the experimentation that you do. And so I have these things that I've been collecting over the years, so that when I'm going to try a new technique or try something, you know, I've got formulas in here. If you look at this, I've got formulas that I've written down for creating different types of techniques and doing things. And I need to get back to these journals and just work through some of these processes and see how I can incorporate that into the art that I'm making these days. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the paper in these journals. Now, I know some of you are using composition books and all of that. I just can't get into that. It's you know, I have done some Bible journaling where you're working on a real thin piece of paper, and that to me is a real challenge. I have a book here that a friend of mine gave me that I've been holding off working on just because of the weight of the paper in here. And I'm thinking, no more. I'm not going to let that intimidate me. If I have to tear these pages out and put something on them and put them back in here, I'm going to use this book because it's a good book. It's good paper in here. It's a nice size. You know, it's not too big, not too small. I'd say this is probably 6 by 8 or something like that. So it's a good size journal for me to be working with. And I do have different journals for different types of paper. Like I have one that's strictly, this one is strictly watercolor paper. So I'll probably be showing you, you know, some of the things that I'm trying with watercolor paper versus the lighter weight. I don't even know what this is. Doesn't tell me anywhere, but this feels, it's not even a 90 pound, it might be 70 pound paper. So, but the Delusions Journal has the type of paper that I really enjoy working with. The other thing that I have is stuff like this, where you may have an old calendar book where you've done cleanup pages. Well, use these to do your journaling. I like to take pieces out of there, cut it up, and use it on other journal pages. But what I'm saying is I'm trying to use the stuff that I have laying around here and get back into experimentation, because that's where I find the most joy, is the chemist in me, where I'm trying things and to see what do I get out of using that technique, and what am I discovering. So I'm going to try that, and I'm going to do some more of that. The other thing that I have here, you see, I get overwhelmed. Imagine that. I get overwhelmed watching YouTube videos because I can sit for hours and watch all these artists create these wonderful things on YouTube. And then people ask me later, well, what did you watch? Well, I don't know, some really cool art, you know. If you saw hashtag Love Summer Art, there's a whole lot of it out there. And, you know, I get distracted. It's squirrel, squirrel. And I'm saying, holy cow, I need to be doing this. Well, one of the things that I found is that as I'm having those thoughts, while I'm sitting watching videos, I'm saying, I need to make notes to myself about what are the next steps, what are the things I want to do. So I started a little book like this where I'm writing down, carve a bird stamp, do a magazine transfer, work with your airbrush, you know, things that you know you got it in the studio, you know how to do it, but you just haven't sat down in the chair and done that process. Because, you know, we all need those prompts. We sit down and we say, what am I going to do today? Well, let's see. Well, now I've got this book of prompts, and that's going to get me going, get me working on things. Hopefully I don't lose the book. I need to keep that attached to me. But there are a lot of neat ideas out there, and because I love it all and I want to do it all, then I just get distracted. And I think we all do that to some extent, because we have all this stuff in our studio and we want to play and we want to use it all, and we know we can't do it all in one day, right? Right. So I leave you with those thoughts for today. I'm going to try to create some art today. I'm even going to try to video some. Not sure when it'll get up on YouTube, but hey, that's all part of the process, right? Love you guys. Hope you have a great week. Bye.